MacPherson and I'm a dairy consultant with SAC Consulting with a background in livestock nutrition. In this video, I'm going to discuss the key steps involved in making quality Bales silage. So cutting date will have the biggest influence on silage quality. The younger or less mature the grass is when it is cut, the better the quality in terms of metabolizable energy and protein content. As grass matures, the fiber content increases, and so the higher the fiber content, the lower the metabolizable energy and the lower the protein level. Also, the lower the digestibility or D value. With earlier cutting, yield will be compromised. As the grass is left to mature over time, bulk increases and therefore grass yield increases, but quality will decline. And this will impact winter feeding costs. For example, the lower the quality of the silage, then the more concentrate feed will be required. For example, a 350 kilo steer growing at 1 kilo a day will require between half to 3/4 of a kilo more concentrate when fed a 10 ME silage compared to an 11 ME silage. Once the grass matures and seed heads start to appear, the dry matter digestibility will be around 70% at the most and will drop by 1 point every 2 to 3 days after that. Therefore, delaying cutting by a week can reduce the digestibility or D value between 3 to 3.5 percentage points. It is important to remember that cutting should only take place once nitrogen fertilizer has been fully utilised, and this should be based on the grass taking up 2.5 kilos of nitrogen per hectare per day. So when is the best time to cut for silage? It is widely accepted that the best time to cut is in the afternoon when the sugar content is the highest. Sugars are higher later in the day due to photosynthesis having taken place during the hours of daylight. A high sugar content is important to provide food for the beneficial bacteria on the grass. This will help speed up the rate of fermentation and the drop in pH. The quicker the drop in pH, then the quicker and the more nutrients are preserved. There is an argument if we're cutting grass at an early stage of maturity and therefore yield is low, we could cut in the morning once the dew has lifted, and in good drying conditions it will be possible to pick up the grass and bale it later that day. However, this would be more typical of a multi-cut silage system, which is often used in dairy production where the grass is cut between 4 to 5 times throughout the season. Wilting is really important to increase the dry matter content of the cut grass and reduce nutrient losses from effluent. It also helps concentrate the sugars, which are essential for a good fermentation. The target dry matter for Bales silage is between 35 to 45%. Once the grass is cut, water loss is greatest during the first 2 hours. After 2 hours, the pores on the undersides of the leaves start to close and the rate of water loss will decline. Wilting can be speeded up by using a tedder or by using a conditioner on the mower. Ideally, the crop should be tedded immediately after cutting or as soon as possible to help speed up the rate of water loss early on. As a rule of thumb, 1% of moisture can be lost per hour of sunlight in bright conditions. Typical wilting times will be between 24 to 48 hours, but ideally no longer. The longer the crop is left in the field, the greater the nutrient losses. Grass lays that include a high level of clover will require a slightly longer wilt, up to 48 hours. Consider chopping the grass before it is baled. There are several advantages of chopping the grass. It allows you to pack more grass into a bale and increases the bale density by around 10%. This means less bales and therefore less net and plastic wrap required, making the whole operation cheaper. Bales that are better compacted also have less oxygen present within them. Again, this will mean a more efficient fermentation and more nutrients will be preserved. Chop length should be anywhere between 2 to 5 centimetres, with higher dry matter material suited to a shorter chop length. Consider using an additive on the silage. Silage additives can help preserve more nutrients and improve the keeping quality. There are different additives available, ranging from bacterial inoculants, which are the most common, to feed-grade preservatives. Acid products can also be used and are typically most beneficial on very wet crops. Bacterial inoculants and other preservatives are designed to speed up the rate of fermentation, resulting in a quicker drop in pH and reduce overall dry matter and nutritional losses during the fermentation process. They can also help reduce secondary fermentation during feed-out, helping extend the shelf life of the silage. Different additives may be suited to high dry matter and low dry matter crops, so always take advice on the most suitable additive. When it comes to wrapping bales, use a minimum of 4 layers, but 6 is recommended, especially if the silage is of high dry matter and made of semi-coarse material, because any punctures to the bale wrap will allow oxygen in and cause spoilage around the entry hole. The more layers, the less risk of damage to the bales. Plastic wrap comes in a wide array of colours. Black has traditionally been used, but there are also lighter colours available, such as green, white, and clear. The lighter wrap is thought to reflect sunlight better and keep the bales cooler, and it is also more easily recycled. Once bales have been wrapped, move them as quickly as possible to their storage area and minimise the amount of handling, as this can increase the risk of oxygen into the bales, which can affect the fermentation. Make sure they are stacked on a smooth, hard surface and at least 10 metres away from a watercourse. Bales should not be fed for a minimum of 6 weeks to allow the grass to fully ferment into silage. After 6 weeks, they can be analysed for nutritional quality. The bales should always be regularly observed for any bird damage, and any damaged bales should be patched or fed out to stock quickly. Bales are best stacked on their side in a pyramidal arrangement, but do not stack them more than 3 high for safety reasons. If bales are very wet and the material inside them is very wet, do not stack them on top of each other. Always follow health and safety executive guidance on stacking bales according to dry matter. If the bales are below 25% dry matter, just stack them in single layers. If they are between 25 to 35% dry matter, stack them 2 bales high. And for any bales over 35% dry matter, they can be stacked at 3 bales high. For more information on making quality bale silage, please visit the following links on the Farm Advisory Service website. Thank you.